Monster Hunter Wilds is almost here, and the reviews are flooding in. There's a lot of talk, a lot of opinions, and there's just a lot going on, so I wanted to do something a little different. Instead of just giving my opinion, I've spent the last few days diving deep into the review mega threads, checking out what the community is saying on Reddit, and basically trying to get a real sense of what people are experiencing. I'm piggybacking off a popular Reddit thread off the Monster Hunter Wilds subreddit. Says, I've gone through the top 25 reviews, made a ton of notes, and pulled out some key insights that I think are really important, especially if you're on the fence about this game. So grab a brew, get comfy, and let's break this down together. We're going to cover difficulty, performance, some surprising trends, and what the community is really saying. First, let's look at the overall picture. I focused on 25 reviews from the mega thread. Here's the breakdown. Difficulty. This is the big one, the elephant in the room. Out of those 25, 10 reviewers specifically said the game felt easy, especially during the story. Only one said it was consistently challenging. Another mentioned it was a mix of easy and hard. The rest either didn't mention difficulty or were vague about it, so a significant chunk are leaning towards easy. This is going to be a combination of things, but I think gamers are just better in general nowadays. The limits have been tested on other games like Elden Ring and Dark Souls, but equipment's better, it's easier to play, you've got better camera control, you've got more freedom. I'm an old school Monster Hunter player. Like, I was playing 20 years ago on the PSP, so when I played World, it felt so much easier because everything was just, the quality of life was better, your control was much better. I think if you've been exposed to the Monster Hunter formula before, every time you come back to the game, you're going to be better because you've been through it, you've digested it, you know how to tackle it this time. Next, we've got performance, another major concern. 14 out of 25 reviews mentioned performance issues. That's more than half. The others either didn't mention it or said they had no problems. Something to definitely keep in mind. In terms of hours played, reviewers had anywhere between 30 to 130 hours played, with 12 not specifying. Interestingly, there didn't seem to be a direct link between hours played and either difficulty perception or performance problems. Recommendations. Despite the concerns, 24 out of 25 reviewers did recommend the game. The lowest rating was a 7 and 12 gave it a 9 or higher. 2 even gave it a perfect 10. So overall, positive, but with caveats. Past experience. Almost all the reviewers, 23 out of 25, had played World or Rise before. This is important context as it shapes their expectations. Okay, so beyond the numbers and the original post, there was some popular top comments I'm going through here. So the recurring themes, you've got SOS Flare AI hunters. Several reviewers said that challenging hunts became trivial when they used SOS flares and let the AI hunters do a lot of the work. I haven't played Wilds, but surely you can just play without the AI. Then we've got new player experience. Ironically, even though Wilds is supposed to be a good entry point, some reviewers felt the complex UI and lack of clear explanations for core mechanics might actually make it harder for newcomers. The story is mixed opinions. Many said it's the best story in the series so far, but still felt like it got in the way of the core hunting experience. And playing the story in co-op, apparently it's still as rough as it was in World, which is a bummer. Playing cooperative in this game, and well, this series, I remember trying to do it on the PSP back in the day, and you needed a cable and everything, it was horrible, but the fact that you can at least do it, that's enough for me. Like, it must be so hard to code this on the back end, like, I can't even imagine. And here we go, the most important thing, combat. The one area where there's almost universal praise. Most reviewers agreed that the combat is the best it's ever been at a fundamental level. 90% of the time in this game, you are after the combat, so the fact that it's all leveled up, 10 out of 10, can't wait to play it. And I've run out of time to go through the other comments, so your summary is here. After diving into the reviews and the community feedback, here's where we're at with Monster Hunter Wilds. It's a complex picture. There are legitimate concerns about performance and the potential for the AI hunters to make the game too easy, especially in the early game. The UI and lack of clear explanations are also a problem, potentially making it difficult. However, the combat is being praised as the best in the series, and the overall reception is still very positive. It's highly likely that Wilds will be amazing, but it might need some adjustments over time. But they've got a great track record of improving these games over the last 20 years, so chances are you'll be right. Ultimately, it's going to come down to personal preference. If you're looking for a hardcore challenge right out of the gate, you might be disappointed. Stay on your old games where you're high rank, at least initially. But if you're willing to experiment with the settings, avoid using the AI hunters if you want more of a challenge, and focus on the core gameplay loop that we all love about Monster Hunter, this game is going to be amazing. I can't wait to play. It's only 2 days away now. I've been sinking my teeth into the rest of Monster Hunter World, so that's keeping me busy. But I'll leave it on that. I made a game. It's called Battle Babes 1 and 2. There's a paid version and a free version. It's basically a card battler, an incremental game, match free, or Candy Crush, and then Blackjack, all blended together. Play it if you want. Love you all. Leave a comment. How are you finding Monster Hunter Wilds? What are you going to run as your weapon combinations? Do a quick weapons tier list in the comments. Also check out my other videos where I did my tier list. Love you all. Hasta la vista. Peace.